Right now, we are bringing you a live look at downtown Louisville from southern Indiana. From a balmy day 1 minute ago, it seems, to downright bitter cold winter again at this hour. Temperatures been dropping, and here comes the snow showers tomorrow. It's really been just a matter of hours. Wind chills and Arctic air right back with us. Hi, everybody. I'm Doug Proffitt, along with Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine. So, Ben, what can we expect overnight? That big change coming in the morning.
Yeah, big change already now, Doug, as we have temperatures dropping into the 30s, 36 out there. The winds have been picking up a little bit as well, so we do have a wind chill factor. In fact, out the door tomorrow morning, some of those wind chills will be teens and lower 20s, so needing to layer up and bundle up out the door tomorrow morning. We are down to freezing in Paoli and in Mitchell, 33 in Corydon, 36 in Louisville. Still a little bit milder off to the southeast at 42 in Lebanon and Campbellsville. You factor in some of the breezes out there. It feels like 25 degrees right now in Louisville. High temperatures only in the upper 30s to around 40 tomorrow. We'll see a few light snow showers and flurries mainly east of I-65 early in the morning. And in the afternoon, we'll have another chance for a few light snow showers and some flurries. We'll map that out with Futurecast here coming up in our complete weather impact team forecast. Plus, we have some weekend changes, warmer but wetter. So we'll be tracking those changes coming up.
All right, Ben, we'll get right back to you. Thank you. Our top story right now on the WHAS11 night team. Workers at a famed West Louisville church forced to barricade themselves inside for safety after intruders break in while they were there. The strangers causing damage to the historic Zion Baptist Church in the Russell neighborhood. WHAS11 night team's Clarice Shaley and photojournalist Aspen Hester talking to one worker who called police after one person tried to attack him with a hammer.
I never think there's something that's gonna happen like that.
It was supposed to be a normal night.
So we clean every Monday.
At the historic Zion Baptist Church off West Muhammad Ali Boulevard. The church once led by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s brother.
And then we hear some voices upstairs on the second floor. Something is not right in here.
Workers were met with intruders, people breaking in. Police say one was this man. While inside, a worker says one suspect was armed with a hammer. He returned to work the next day, but didn't want his face on camera.
You know, you see movies and all that, but you never think that you want to live something like that.
This worker came face to face with a man who broke into the church.
I was just curious to see who was it, and then I went to the hallway to see it, and it was this guy trying to attack me. And then I ran away.
Finding safety in the sanctuary.
We hide onto your left side under those benches, and then we call the police. And that's what we was there, just to hold on to the police show up and hoping they come on time.
He says police got there quickly and swarmed the church, but the burglars had already left their mark. There's a lot of external damage here at the church. I mean, right here at this door, the doorknob is just completely pulled out. Glass here on the ground, assuming that it came from above the door here. A lot of damage outside of the church, but also a lot of damage inside as well. Shattering glass, breaking door locks. There's still no estimate for the cost of the damage. The church administrator, Joe Greer, shows me where in the basement they got in.
The way they got into the church, I'm thinking they knew how to get to certain places in the church.
The damage is hard for the community to see, a place rooted in the area and history, with Pastor A.D. King, Martin Luther King Jr.'s brother. Right now, nothing seems to be stolen.
But what we will do is pick up the pieces and we will move right along, because the ministry does not stop. Turn the light off and leave the door open.
For now, they lock up until the next day when they return to continue cleanup. In the Russell neighborhood, Clarice Shaley, WHAS11 night team on your side.
Once again, we want to take you back to one of the photographs released by police to us. It's one person believed to have caused this damage to the Zion Baptist Church. If you recognize him or have any information that can help solve last night's attack, you're asked to contact the Metro Police Anonymous tip line 574-LMPD. Louisville Metro Police are investigating a homicide, as they're calling it now, after a woman's body was found on the Ohio River at Cox Park off River Road. This is the second body found at the boat ramp in just a week. Police say her body was discovered at about 11:30 this morning, and they're considering it a homicide investigation. Now officials are waiting for autopsy results. Last Wednesday, around 5 o'clock in the evening, a man's body was also found in the river, also right at Cox Park. New tonight on the night team, grandparents of a Charlestown, Indiana teenager who took his own life last year are now pushing for change in the school district. Jace Emily was arrested and taken to Clark County Juvenile Detention Center after a school resource officer found his vape pen that day. 3 days later, he took his own life. WHAS11 night team's Alex Dieterer, photojournalist Emma Gefter spoke with the grandparents tonight who are demanding the replacement of the school resource officer.
I'm William Gibson, grieving papaw to Jace Emily.
Forever 15 years old. Jace Emily took his own life on May 20th, 2023, 3 days after the teenager was arrested for having a vape pen in Charlestown High School.
He was put in shackles and handcuffs, taken out of school, arrested and taken out of school without his parents' knowledge.
More than a year later, the fight for Jace's grandparents, Judy and William Gibson, is far from over.
Our hearts ache that this ray of sunlight is no longer to shine on us.
The pair addressed the Greater Clark County School Board.
For a 15-year-old nonviolent student that had a 4.6 grade point average,
demanding the school board replace the school resource officer who arrested Jace with a city police officer.
how could a 15-year-old in shackles have any knowledge of being treated with dignity and respect?
A lawsuit was filed on behalf of Jace's family, claiming the teen was wrongfully arrested and detained and his constitutional rights were violated. While Clark County School Superintendent Mark Loeffner said he was unable to comment due to pending litigation, the board was not silent.
Thank you for coming tonight to the grandparents. This young man, appreciate that very much, and I will read this.
Jace, a teenager forever.
Jace was the sweetest, most kind-hearted young man you would ever want to meet.
Leaving behind grandparents who want to make sure this doesn't happen to any other child. In Clark County, Alex Dieterer, the WHAS 11 night team, on your side.
There was no action taken tonight and no conclusion to the request by the grandparents. They told us that they will keep pushing the school board, and they're also pushing the mayor of Charleston, Indiana, to take some action. We have an update for you tonight. Kentucky U.S. Senator Mitch McConnell is reportedly okay now after taking a fall during the Senate Republican lunch today in Washington. In fact, he returned to work shortly after being bandaged up. Take a look at these photos taken by the Associated Press. McConnell is wearing a visible bandage under his left eye, and he is also walking with a brace on his left hand. Asked by ABC News how he was feeling, he said good. After the fall, 2 medics then came to his office to check on the 82-year-old. McConnell's office says he got a minor cut on his face and sprained his left wrist. McConnell's staff telling WHAS 11 News in an email that the senator was cleared to continue with his schedule today. Newly elected Senate Republican leader John Thune, who will take the mantle from McConnell in January, said McConnell was also fine. McConnell has walked with a limp after overcoming polio at a young age and has taken previous falls. He is stepping down from his leadership role at the end of this year. His Senate term ends in 2026, but the senator has not yet announced his future plans for that seat. The founder and CEO of Veterans Club says he has no plans to step away or step down from the nonprofit after receiving a 6-month prison sentence just yesterday. Jeremy Harrell was convicted of stealing $128,000 in unemployment disability payments while actively running the organization for the past 5 years. Brooke Hash and photojournalist Aspen Hester share his concerns of the unemployment system and what he doesn't want to have happen after his conviction.
You know, one of the hardest things I ever read on paper was the United States of America versus Jeremy Harrell. You know, as a man who sacrificed so much for this country, I felt a lot betrayed by that.
That's U.S. Army combat veteran Jeremy Harrell, who served in the military for the better part of a decade in the global war on terrorism. Today,
now I'm a convicted felon.
Found guilty of claiming unemployment disability checks for years while running a successful organization that helps in the rehabilitation of veterans and first responders.
You know, the VA policies are so loose and they're so complex. You know, so when you're going through these different levels of disability, it's not always clear. I had no indication that volunteering a lot would be something that would be considered wrong.
Prosecutors claimed Harrell worked 40 to 60 hours a week, organizing events and media interviews for Veterans Club, while also managing over $400,000 in assets and about 6,000 volunteers.
In the military, we're taught to continue to move forward despite the hardship. And there were days where I could do that, and there were days where I couldn't.
Harold says he'll never apologize for the work he did.
But if we're going to be punished, and if we're going to be sent to prison, and our whole lives are going to be turned upside down, you know, that's a big deterrent for veterans trying to do the right thing.
He said his conviction has only ignited more of a passion to help veterans who may be on the same path to ensure they don't end up in the same place, all by changing policies. And at the end of the day,
continue to support the mission, continue to allow us to be able to do the most good for the veterans and first responders that we serve.
With photojournalist Aspen Hester, Brooke Hash, WHAS11 on your side.
Upon his release from prison, Harold will be under the supervision of the U.S. Probation Office for 1 year, 6 months of which will be spent right on home detention. New markers today honoring the history of Old Walnut Street in downtown Louisville, which is now Muhammad Ali Boulevard. It was once the vibrant, bustling business and entertainment hub for African-American culture inside our city. There you have it today, right up above the Muhammad Ali sign. Old Walnut Way used to be a street known for its rich jazz culture in the 50s. From 6th Street out to the west, diners, apartments, banks, and bars. Nathaniel Spencer got the Old Street an honorary sign today.
To commemorate Old Walnut Street is so important so that we can not only restore, but continue to cultivate this history, continue to educate and share the knowledge of the possibilities of our people, of black people, you know.
Right here, Louisville's famed sculptor Ed Hamilton attended the ceremony. Hamilton himself grew up as a little boy on Walnut at 7th. His dad owned the nearby Popular Barbershop, which was across the street from their apartment on Walnut Street. Walnut Street's unique history was ripped away by the federal urban renewal project, which left many holes around Louisville. Muhammad Ali used to parade down the street after his boxing victories.